Welcome everyone to Leander, Texas, where your Leander Lions are getting ready to take on the McNeil Mavericks here in 13-6A boys, or men's rather, basketball play. I mean, if they can dunk on you, they're probably men, right? At least in terms of their basketball skills. Anyway, we're going to take on the Mavericks. The Lions had a loss on, Friday against Round Rock, and they got a tough game coming up on Friday against Westwood. But, of course, you got to take care of McNeil and your home court here first. And joining me tonight is Martin Cano again for the home game. How you doing, Martin?
Good, Chuck. Glad to be here.
And, we're about 3 minutes away from tip-off. I want to get the coaches interview in, so we're going to do that really quickly right now. So stay tuned. SHN Sports, Leander Lions basketball. Be right back. Hi, everybody. I'm here with Coach Bradley, head coach of the Leander Lions, getting ready to take on the McNeil Mavericks. First, we want to talk about the game on Friday. Went to Round Rock. Played a pretty tough team there in Round Rock, but probably didn't play our best game. Ended up dropping one on the road. We've talked about it before. It's tough to win on the road in this district. Talk about that game a little bit.
Well, the fact of the matter is this. When you're on the road, regardless if you're at home on the road, you got to take care of the ball. And ultimately, we did not, in particular in the first quarter. And when you take away offensive possessions because you're getting the basketball to the other team, that tends to hurt you. And obviously, we had a poor first quarter. We had to fight uphill at that point, and we just kind of we ran out of gas there at the end because we spotted them too much.
Well, we almost dug our way out of it,
Sure.
But you don't really want to put yourself in that position.
No.
And of course, McNeil has a pretty good team here coming in tonight, ready to defend the Lions' den. Talk about what we can do to slow down McNeil and get back on track offensively.
I think one of the biggest things against McNeil, we got to keep the ball in the paint. We've got to make them shoot perimeter shots, in particular contested perimeter shots. We've got to make it to a game where they're one and done. We can't give them second and third chance points from offensive boards. If we do that, we've got a chance to win the ball game.
Well, it's another one of the home games that it's very important to defend your home
Absolutely.
court. We've seen it already. We've been able to get one on the road, defend the court twice here at home. But it's important to win tonight.
Yeah, we've got to, we talk about it, normally playoff teams, you protect your house, and then you usually probably split on the road at least. And that usually is an equation for a playoff team. So, but we talk about it all the time. Nobody's going to come in our house and hopefully get a win. So, but it's going to start on the defensive end for us. If we guard and take care of the ball, we get an opportunity to win the game.
Well, and it looks like, to me at least, you're working in different combinations of guys trying to find that the best fluidity offensively and then sometimes defensively.
Yes.
Give us your thoughts on that with an ever-changing roster from year to year.
My thing is this. My philosophy with rotations and things like that, I don't get too caught up in who's playing. I get caught up in who's doing the right things to win the ball game, and if we're always looking for correct rotations. Who's defending, who's rebounding, things of that matter. So we tell our guys all the time, if you're on the bench, get ready because you never know when your number's going to be called. And that first five, hey, if you're not getting done, we can get somebody off the bench. So, hopefully we can play a lot of people tonight and get a win.
Well, and your shooting may go cold, but you can always hustle.
Absolutely.
There's always hustle plays.
Absolutely. We talk about that all the time. Everything in 13-6A starts with defense first. We've got to guard. And if we guard, we'll be in good shape.
Well, because of that loss on Tuesday, or Friday rather,
yes.
We're sitting in third place, a game behind Westwood, who, not to get too far ahead of ourselves because McNeil tonight, but we play Westwood on Friday. Give us your thoughts on that.
I think Westwood's a very solid team. They're going to be Westwood. They've got a lot of the same kind of kid at every position. They do a good job of attacking the rim. They run dribble drive offensively. They're going to guard in the half court, and they're going to take care of the basketball.
Sounds like a mirror.
Yes, it is. So it's going to be one of those deals where it's going to be a battle, but they are a tough group. They're hard nosed and they're well coached, and so we'll have our hands full for sure.
Well, it sounds like you just described every team in our district so far.
Pretty much.
Well, and not to get ahead of ourselves with the game Friday, obviously we need to take care of tonight here at home, and so good luck to you,
Thank
Coach.
you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
sorry we didn't get that whole rendition of the national anthem in. Had to get coach's interview in. It kind of overlapped there. Leander, well known for good national anthems from their choir. Not always here at the basketball games, but every week at the football games. And occasionally we'll get them here in the court. And, you know, it's something you really want to see live. You don't want to have to hear that over the internet.
Fantastic job by a nice young lady.
So, yeah, is that somebody that – so you know her name?
I do not, Chuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they do a great job there at in the choir. But, of course, we're here for basketball, and we're getting ready to get started. We're still pregame. The visiting Mavericks, they're running through the starting lineup for the Mavericks. And let's see if we can get Mark Sickles here with the rest of them on the call.
And number 23, 6'4" senior Noah Fax.
Those starters, Dalen Standifer, Noah Fax, Dylan Grubb, Ryan Maddox, and Chance McDonald. And here, of course, are your Lions.
Now the starter lineup for your Leander Lions. Number 0, 6'4" senior Zach Meyer.
Big Zach Meyer there in the post. Good experience. Spelled by the youngster, Chris Loof. And then there's Michael Sickles, shooting guard. Colbert handling the basketball. Brandon Puckett playing a little small forward down on the block. And then, of course, Robledo's a bit of a swing man. Plays a little guard, little post.
The do-everything guy.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's kind of the way of the game to this point. And you'll see that there's a lot of what we're referred to as swing players, guys that could play, you know, either a guard or a small forward or even a big forward, some of those guys.
Absolutely. Can handle the ball, can drive, but can shoot from the outside, rebound.
Yeah, his shots weren't falling on Friday, and, you know, we ended up dropping the game. You know, Coach mentioned we had a lot of turnovers. Let's see if we can get that straightened out here tonight. Getting ready to get underway early in the week. This is the first day back from winter break for all the kids. We'll see how they handle it.
Let's hope we're up for it, Chuck.
Yeah. Noah Fax going to jump here against Noah Robledo, so a battle of the Noahs here on the tip. Handled by the Lions. Meyer kicks it over to Sickles, who'll kick it back to Colbert. And he'll set the offense with the opening possession. Hands to Sickles, right wing. Sickles dribbles towards top of the key, passes to Robledo. He'll dribble to the left wing, pass back to Myers, top of the key. Meyer passes over to Robledo. Robledo driving, baseline, cut off, kicks it out to Colbert at the top of the key, who'll get it over to Puckett, right wing. He'll hand it to Sickles there on the right wing. Sickles will dribble, hand to Puckett. Puckett over to Robledo at the top of the key. Robledo probing the defense inside the arc. Passes to Colbert, left wing. They get it back into Robledo. He turns on the block, kicks it out to Puckett for about a 20-footer, and he knocks it down. Lions on the board first with a two-pointer from Puckett.
Nice, smooth shot.
Yep, and let's see. I'll get this board set up here. I'm getting ahead of myself. The Mavericks working the ball around here offensively, as you can see. I'll have their names here pretty quickly. Maddox passing over to Fox, who dribbles down the lane, kicks it out to Grubb, who misses a three-pointer. Rebound to McNeil. Maddox, he'll pass it over to Fax. It's Fax? Interesting last name. I thought it was Fox. Colbert with the basketball over to Puckett. Puckett will pass it over to Meyer, top of the key. He'll get it to Robledo, left wing. Robledo dribbles, pulls up three-pointer. Back iron, no good. Rebound to the Mavericks. Grubb dribbling in the near court, guarded by Sickles. Crosses over, passes to the corner. Three-point shot, no good. Sickles with the rebound. That was Standifer with that three-pointer tip. Sickles takes it all the way to the hole. No good. Meyer rebound, no good. On the putback, Standifer rebound going back the other way. Grubb with the basketball. Defense there by Puckett goes out of bounds as Puckett prevented the pass from Grubb. Nice defense there by Puckett.
Nice defense. Moved his body right in the way of the ball.
Yeah, Lions are definitely showing the hustle here early. Standifer to inbound for the Mavericks. Gets it into Maddox. Maddox will pass over to Grubb, over to Standifer. Standifer dribbles. Guarded by Colbert. He'll get it over to Fax in the corner. Guarded by Robledo, and they're going to get Robledo with a foul. As Standifer got by him a little bit, Robledo had cut off his path, and he really didn't have anywhere to go. He probably should have just kept his arm straight up. But it's going to be a foul against Robledo here early. Mavericks inbound. And they work it around. Fax with the basketball. They're going to get a whistle turnover. They're going to call a foul on number 23, Noah Fax, 6'5" senior for the Mavericks. Colbert will handle the rock here with 5:18 and a 2-0 Lion lead. Lions working it around. Sickles with the basketball now. Back to Colbert, right wing. Colbert tries to get to Meyer. He loses it. Sickles gets the loose ball, however. Resets. Tries to use Meyer as a screen. Unable. Gets it over to Puckett. Puckett drives the lane off the glass. Puckett starting out hot here.
Strong drive.
4-0 Lion lead. 4:49 left on the clock. Mavericks working it around. Fax with the basketball. Kicks it over to Standifer. Standifer holds the rock. Colbert comes out, forces the dribble. Standifer dribbles across court. Loses the handle, gets it back, dribbles down the lane. Kicks it out to Maddox. Maddox picks up his dribble back to Standifer. Colbert forcing the issue there defensively. Standifer losing the handle again. Had to pick up the basketball. Stolen away by Robledo on the pass. And a real hard foul by Noah Fax as he didn't want the rim rattler from Robledo. Can't hardly blame him. Robledo was licking his chops.
We knew what was fixing to come.
So with 4:14 remaining, Robledo will step to the line. See if he can add some points to what Puckett's done already. And there's the first. It's 5-0 Lion lead. So Robledo will line up the second shot here. Coach Bradley barking out instructions for after the shot. 4:14 on the clock. Shot up and good. 6-0 Lion lead here early. Going to keep that, building that lead. Can't expect a shutout here in basketball, but I've seen it go pretty long sometimes. Nunn with the basketball will kick it over to Grubb, who'll throw it out of bounds on the line bench to Leander. And so the turnovers are McNeil's so far early today.
Nice pressure on defense.
And so the Lions, we have a timeout. I believe that was called by the Mavericks, though. If you are tuned in to the audio and you're wondering, there is a video broadcast, but you must get that link to the video broadcast from the Booster Club. I would recommend that you speak to Melissa Sickles if you want that.
And she would gladly give it. We love people to be able to enjoy the game, listen to the broadcast, of course.
Sure.
But definitely watch it if possible.
Yeah, especially for those family members and friends who can't make it. And so we want to mention the sponsors real quick because they make it possible. First sponsor is Brady's Bridge. Go to bradysbridge.org and check out what they're about. And then you have Linton Dental, the Maddox Agency with Amy Maddox, and Malik and Company. Those are all Leander basketball sponsors, and we thank them for their support. Sickles inbounds here with 4 minutes to Colbert. Lions again on top 6-0 here in the first period. Sickles acting like he might take a real deep one, decides against it. Gets it inside to Meyer. Meyer kicks it out to Robledo in the left corner. Defense able to get out there because he couldn't quite get a handle on it, so he kicks it out to Colbert. Back to Robledo. Same situation. Cross court to Sickles. Sickles, the head fake. Almost took the three. Puckett with a baseline jumper. They're going to say that's a two-pointer, though, but Puckett is on fire. 8-0.
Just what we needed to get started.
Grubb with the basketball. He'll get it over to Fax. He'll get it over to Nunn. Back to Fax, then to Grubb. Grubb to Fax, and they're working it around the arc. Over to Nunn. Nunn guarded by Colbert. Nunn kicks it over to Fax, and then it's back out to Nunn. As the Mavericks reset, Colbert comes out on Nunn, forcing the issue. Nunn tries to dribble by him. Picks up his dribble, can't find anything. Stolen by Sickles. Great defense there by Colbert, and then Sickles in the lane goes all the way, and he's fouled on the layup, so he'll go to the line with 2:43 here in the first period. And the Lions trying to send it into double digits.
We're
Not on the scoreboard and the lead, so looking pretty good so far.
Very nice.
Sickles' first free throw rattles around, but it drops. Now 9-0 Lion lead. Sickles ready to line up his second one. Pretty good at the stripe. And the second one's good. Lions lead 10-0. Mavericks will inbound. Nunn with the basketball. He dribbles across the timeline at midcourt, kicks it over to Fax. Fax guarded by Robledo, goes down the right side of the lane. There's a foul call on Robledo, and that'll be his second. So we'll likely see him sit down here with 2 fouls in the first period. 2 quick ones, and they're ticky-tack ones too, and he's not real happy about it. Looks like Youngblood checks in, and they'll send Robledo over to the bench. Bradley helping him out.
Happy.
Yeah. Well, you know, they were ticky-tack fouls. You definitely don't want to go sit down on those. You know, whether they're legitimate fouls or not, I'll leave that up to the viewer. But you definitely don't. You know, if you're going to make them, you want them to count. Mavs inbound, and Fax takes it down the lane. We have a whistle. They're going to call a foul. It's going to be on Puckett. So it'll be a shooting foul with 2:27, and the Mavericks will have an opportunity to break the seal here on their scoring. First free throw is good from Noah Fax.
We'll take a 10-1 run anytime.
Yeah, it's a good way to start a game. You definitely like that. It's better than being on the other end of it. 10-2 now as Fax knocks down the second one. Colbert with the basketball, 2:25 on the clock here in the first period. Colbert in the near court. Passes Sickles left wing. Mavericks out defensively quickly. Back to Colbert. Then to Puckett over to Sickles on the left wing. They kick it over to Colbert again, top of the key. Colbert dribbles left wing, instructing his defense. Looking for a pick from Loof. Gets one. Kicks it out Sickles left wing. Off the back iron, no good. Coming the other way is Standifer. Guarded by Colbert. Then kicks it out to Zener. He misses a shot, gets his own rebound, kicks it out. Yeah, I'm not sure how to say that name. Isak Punwu with the basketball over to Noah Fax. Isak Punwu with the rebound and kicks it out, and we have a travel against Chris Isak Punwu. Isak Punwu.
That sounds close.
I'm pronouncing every letter, so there's probably one that's silent, but I'm going to go with what I see there. Colbert with the basketball, 1:30, lines up 10-2. He dribbles in the near court, works it around, passes to Loof, top of the key, over to Sickles on left wing, down low on the block to Puckett, misses a 10-footer. Loof with the rebound, and his shot is blocked on the putback rebound to McNeil with no whistle there. Could have been a foul possibly. Daniel with the basketball, and then there is a whistle in the near court And they're going to call Sickles for a foul. And I believe that's his second as well. You may see him come sit down as well. But Nathan Daniel with the basketball for the Mavericks. Kicks it over to the corner. Three-pointer no good from McDonald. Rebound to Sickles, and then there's a timeout. Oh, they're going to call a foul. They called a foul on number 23, Noah Fax, and that may be his third foul here. It's at least two. So with 58 seconds left on the clock, 10-2 Lions basketball. Sickles over to Colbert. We're going to have a timeout instead of an inbound. that actually didn't occur.
Nice intensity by the Lions here in the first quarter. Getting some good shots off, playing good defense.
Yeah, and despite a couple of ticky-tack fouls on Robledo, he's played pretty well. The Lions really got a lift early from Brandon Puckett, the junior. Yeah, I call him a small forward, but he kind of plays more like a big forward.
He does. He's a solid kid. Nice shot.
Yeah, and he's feeling it here early, and I'm of the school that give it to the hot hand.
Absolutely.
Until he goes cold, then don't give it to him no more, or at least for a little while, until he warms back up. So Sickles will inbound for the Lions. We're under a minute here in the first period. Of course, Lions on top 10-2. Sickles gets it in to Colbert. It was very difficult. The Mavericks applying a lot of pressure in the backcourt. Sickles gets a trap, gets it over to Youngblood in the near court. He gets it over to Colbert. We're down to 45 seconds. Colbert dribbles to his left, pulls up, passes to Youngblood. Devontae Youngblood dribbles down the lane, kicks it back out to Colbert. Colbert starts to the right, kicks it back out to Youngblood. They're playing a little game there. Youngblood back to Colbert, 22 seconds. Lions trying to work to that last shot. Mavericks trying to force the issue defensively. 16 seconds, over to Puckett, top of the key, trap. Puckett dribbles between the trap, gets it to Loof. Layup off the glass too hard. Rebound to Isak Ponwu, and the Mavericks work it down the court. Daniel with the basketball now, left wing. He'll take a long shot in to the lane, and it was a missed shot, almost was a pass even to Ryan Maddox, who misses a shot off of it. 10-2, we'll head to the second quarter. What a hectic pace, considering the fact that it's only 10-2 after that. It seems like it should be 20-18 or something.
we did miss a couple of point blanks there.
Yeah, I thought Loof was going to flush it down, but as a 6'8" sophomore, you want to, but the last thing you want to do is do that and it go off the back iron and be no good. And so he tried to go off the glass, and it was just slightly too harsh.
Just a little hard. He might be a little pumped up.
Well, it went off the glass, off the front iron, and then off to a McNeil Maverick. And so that was a great pass there in the lane, though.
Yes.
Was that Meyer who made that pass?
Yes.
So that was an excellent pass. He also had a pretty good look, but the McNeil defense collapsed, and he did a good job of getting it over to Loof, the open man. And they just got to finish, just got to finish. And that's where, you learn, you live and learn. And those young guys, they got a lot of basketball to play, not just this year, but beyond.
Absolutely. All about experience here.
Heck yeah. Daniel with the basketball now for the Mavericks. Works it around. We got a Daniel and a McDaniel out there right now. Daniel has the basketball, and he's going to travel as he tries to get through a trap between Youngblood and Colbert, and they did a good job there defensively. Lion basketball, Sickles to inbound with 7:41 in the half. He gets it into Puckett, back to Sickles. McNeil playing that full court press, and they get a steal. Sickles there defensively. Puckett with a rebound on the missed shot from Daniel, and Sickles in the backcourt gets it to Devontae Youngblood, and in the near court to Colbert. And the Mavericks playing frantic defense They get a pass to Puckett. It's off of Daniel, out of bounds. This is like that Nolan Richardson, Arkansas stuff from the 90s, where it's just, what they call that, 40 minutes of Hades. That kicks it in. Sickles, three-pointer left wing, off the back iron, no good. Rebound, Puckett goes back up strong. Off the front iron, no good. Poked out to McNeil. I didn't see who knocked it away, but it will be McNeil basketball according to the ref on the baseline. 7-12 left in the half. It's 10-2.
Got a couple of good looks there.
You got to make those, though. And this is what happened to us on Friday. We went a little cold, and it lingered too long. We really started the game cold on Friday. Mavericks working it around. He's out of control, and they're going to get a charge on Ryan Maddox, will the Lions, and they'll have the basketball on that turnover. 10-2, still the score, 6:59 on the clock. McNeil will send in a couple of substitutes. Sickles to Puckett, back to Sickles, then to Youngblood. Youngblood, tries to send a bullet to Meyer. It's poked away, and you couldn't even pretend that you didn't do that if you're Chris Grimsley, because he's shaking his hand. That thing was smoked in there to Meyer.
Take a finger off.
Yeah. Meyer kicks it over to Sickles, back to Meyer, top of the key, over to Youngblood. Then to Puckett, right wing. Puckett drives. Beautiful drive from Puckett, and he continues the torrid pace offensively.
Slice right through the defense.
12-2, 6:33. I think Puckett has 8 points, doesn't he?
Yes.
Standifer with the basketball. Kicks it over to McDaniel. His shot no good. And they got a couple of guys struggling for the basketball, and it's going to be Colbert and looks like Standifer in a tie-up.
Good hustle by Colbert.
Possession arrow goes to the Lions, and so Sickles will inbound under the basket. Thinks about the long ball, decides against it, and gets it in to Burnett. Back to Sickles in the backcourt, up to Burnett. Burnett dribbling near the arc on the left wing, pulls up, dribbles across court, hands it to Colbert. Colbert coming back the other way to Meyer, top of the key to Youngblood in the lane, over to Burnett. Burnett with a head fake, but his shot blocked from behind by McDaniel. Taking it the other way is Grubb. He kicks it around to McDaniel, then Standifer for a three-pointer, and he drains it. It's 12-5 now. Lions, Colbert with the basketball in the backcourt, guarded by Standifer. 5:36 on the clock. Gets it down the lane. We have a foul called. As quickly coming in to try to double team was Isaac. That was it, Isaac Punwu again. Isaac Punwu. And so they'll get number 20 with the foul. Youngblood will inbound for the Lions, 5:32 on the clock. He gets it into Colbert. Colbert guarded by Standifer. Colbert dribbles to his right, back to the left. Tries to probe the baseline, gets it over to Meyer at the left wing, and hand it back to Colbert left wing. He'll get it over to Burnett, deep right wing, and then over to Sickles, who dribbles right wing and then inside the arc, kicks it over to Youngblood left corner. He'll dribble into the lane. His shot no good. Burnett with a rebound, too hard off the glass. Rebound to McNeil, and that is Elabor with the basketball. He'll get it over to Standifer. Standifer over to Grubb. Grubb to McDaniel, back to Grubb. Back to McDaniel. Three-pointer left wing. Rattles in and out, no good. It's going to go off of number 20. That was Elabor, who it was off of, to the Lions. 4:38. I should have asked how to pronounce those names, but I got the listed names from Mark. He may not have known either. Coach Martin here in the house. Lions get it in to Colbert. Colbert dribbles across the line, passes over to Sickles. Baseline jumper is good. Good confident shot from Sickles there on the baseline to make it 14-5 for the Lions.
I believe that's 4 for Sickles.
Standifer with the basketball over to McDaniel, then to Grubb. Back to Standifer, right wing. Standifer dribbles out, passes to Grubb, top of the key. Standifer over right wing. Kicks it out to Zener. Zener shot no good. Rebound goes to Meyer for the Lions. Then over to Colbert, 3:56 and counting. Colbert with the basketball in the near court. Kicks it over to Puckett on the baseline. Two-pointer no good. Rebound to the Mavericks. Zener working it down court. Gets it to Standifer. Back to Zener. Then to McDaniel. Thinks about a three. Kicks it over to Standifer, who gets it over to Zeiner. Back to Standifer, and they reset. 3:33 on the clock. Looking for a pick. Sickles not buying. Over to Grubbs, then to McDaniel, right corner, back out to Grubb, top of the key. Then over to Zeiner. Zeiner to Standifer, deep left wing. Looking for a place to dribble. Sickles playing good defense there. McDaniel, deep three, and he knocks it down. 14-8. He was way out there. Sickles with the inbound. We're going to have a foul on Standifer as Colbert. Lions in the bonus, so he'll go to the line with a 1-and-1 or 1-for-1. Got to knock this first one down.
Make the first one, give yourself a chance for the second one.
Right. They're always hard. I mean, I'm the worst free throw shooter. Colbert knocks it. First one down, 15-8 is your score. 3:02 on the clock here, remaining in the half. Colbert looking to add to that line lead. And the Lions, at this point, have doubled up McNeil, 16-8. McNeil inbounds. McDaniel with the basketball. Dribbles across timeline, gets it over to Grubb, then McDaniel, then Designer. Three-pointer, no good from McDaniel. Rebound goes to Robledo. Robledo in the near court. Dribbles there inside left wing and hits a nice jumper from about 15 feet.
Nice shot.
McNeil works it in the near court. Grubb with the basketball, kicks it over to Daniel. Daniel in the lane with a runner, no good. Poked away and then saved, and a three-point attempt, no good by McDaniel. Loof with the rebound. He didn't even jump. Robledo with the basketball in the near court. He gets a forearm across the face from Daniel, and Daniel kind of took the brunt of that as he goes to the floor, but the foul will be called, and Robledo will go to the line. 1-for-1. 18-8, still the score. 2:11 on the clock. First free throw from Robledo is good. Now 19-8. You know, you hit those free throws, it makes a big difference down the stretch.
Definitely. And down the stretch, it can be incredibly important.
Well, you know, you give yourself a little bit of a cushion where if you can miss some down the stretch, makes it a little better. 20-8 is your score, and there's going to be a timeout. No, they're just taking their time with the inbound. We had a substitution, and so with the basketball in the near court is Nathan Daniel for the Mavericks. Dribbles by Colbert in the lane with a runner, left-handed, no good. Loof with another rebound over to Colbert. Colbert in the backcourt, kicks it in the near court to Sickles, three-pointer. Right wing good, 23-8. And the Lions pad their lead with 1:46 on the clock. Nathan Daniel in the near court. Colbert guarding him. Kicks it over to 44. Grimsley, three-point attempt, no good. Puckett, rebound Colbert. And kick it over to Sickles. And the Lions with 1:26 will take their time. Daniel tried to get a steal in a fast break. Colbert with the basketball, dribbles by him, kicks it over to Puckett. Puckett right wing, dribbles in the lane, kicks it out to Youngblood, fakes a three-pointer, dribbles in the arc. Kicks it out to Colbert, who drives in the lane. Shot no good, but a foul called. And that's going to go on McDaniel. Chance McDonald. I've been calling him McDaniel this whole time. I got my glasses on now. It's McDonald. Getting old is harsh, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
First free throw attempt from Colbert, no good. Score remains 23-8. 1:10 on the clock. McNeil with wholesale changes. They get the shooters out with 1:10 on the clock. Colbert getting ready to attempt his second free throw. That shot off the back iron, no good. Loof with a rebound. Nice hustle, gets it out to Youngblood. Great job from the youngster.
Very nice. Good hustle. Would not give up.
Yeah, every time he poked it up, he was poking it to himself, and he did a great job to get it over to Youngblood. 1:04 on the clock.
Might be in the bonus now, Chuck.
Double bonus. Colbert's back iron, no good. Colbert's generally hits more free throws than this. He has settled down a little bit and line it back up.
Let's see if he can put this one in.
There it is. Yeah, sometimes you just got to take a second, take a breath, reset. 1:02 on the clock. Daniel with the basketball. This is Poonwoo, passes over to Daniel. Daniel, top of the key, passes over to Grubb, over to Isak Poonwoo. He'll get it over to McDonald, off of Grubb's hand in the backcourt. It was poked away by a line, so Daniel will have it for the Mavericks. 35 seconds and counting. Pass over to Grubb. Grubb drives the lane, gives it to Isak Poonwoo, who drives the lane also. Gets a nice runner for a 24-10 score. Colbert in the backcourt, 21 seconds on the clock. Daniel forcing the issue. Then Colbert gets in the near court. Breaking it down, kicks it over to Loof. Showing some handles out there around the arc, the big fella. Gets it over to Sickles from Youngblood. Sickles dribbling with 2 seconds, pulls up three-pointer. No good, almost knocked it down, but the Lions at half will have a 24-10 lead on the McNeil Mavericks. Stick around for the second half. We'll be back then for Martin Cano. I'm Chuck Cracy, and Leander Lion Basketball will be right back on SHN Sports. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lions Den here, home of the Leander Lions, where they lead the visiting McNeil Mavericks by a score of 24-10. As we get ready to move into the second half, Martin, why don't you read us the first half stats as we have them? You know, these are estimated stats.
We have Brandon Puckett with 8 points.
That's where I had him.
Michael Sickles with 7. Noah Robledo with 6, and Sean Colbert with 3. Pretty solid performances.
Definitely, and a lot of rebounds from some of those guys down low. McNeil with the basketball, Standifer probing the defense, kicks it out to Isak Punwu, who kicks it for a three-pointer from Zener, no good, and the putback is good from Fax, and the Mavericks draw first blood here, second half. 24-12. Sickles gets it over to Colbert in the near court. Colbert dribbles down the lane. Nice move and a nice little runner for Colbert as he scoops it over the rim for a 26-12 score.
Nice to see Sean do that.
Definitely, as the Mavericks work it back the other way. Grubb over to Standifer, left wing. Standifer dribbles in, kicks it out to Zeiner, who tries to get it off the glass, no good. Fax with a rebound, and he gets the putback. Robledo to Colbert in the backcourt. Lions working it back the other way. Hectic pace here in the second half. Kicks it back to Puckett. Over to Robledo in the left wing. Robledo to Meyer. Down low to Puckett. Puckett loses the handle out of bounds. 26-14. Maverick basketball, 6:48. Grubb will inbound. Check that. That's Maddox inbounding to Standifer. Standifer dribbles across midcourt. Colbert steps up. Standifer probing. Gets it over to Zeiner. Near the left wing. He'll kick it over to Isak Punwu. Dribbles inside the lane. Kicks it out to Fax. Fax dribbles baseline. Blocked by Meyer. Nice defense there from Meyer, but he knocks it out of bounds to McNeil. 6:23. Oh, they're going to give it off of Sickles with a quick move to try to get possession there.
Tried to do an inbound steal.
Yeah, the referee's like, no. Zeiner kicks it over to Fax. Fax will kick it out to Standifer, and the Mavericks will reset 6:16. Standifer dribbles to his right inside the lane, picks up his dribble over to Isak Punwu, dribbles in the lane, kicks it out to Zeiner, left corner, and he'll knock down a three, 26-17.
Fast start for McNeil.
Well, they're going to have to if they're going to get back in it. Robledo with the basketball in the backcourt from Sickles. Now he's in the near court, pulls his dribble up at the right wing and hands it to Meyer. Meyer gets it back to Robledo on the right wing, who goes baseline. Nice runner, but no good. Poked out by Isak Punwu of the Mavericks, and 5:42 on the clock, 26-17.
Right idea by Robledo.
Yeah, it's sometimes you're like, do I go harder or softer? And then it's too late, and you've gone too hard or too soft. Robledo with the basketball, three-pointer from the corner, knocks it down, 29-17.
Nice shot.
Needed that. Standifer kicks it over to Maddox. They get it down in the corner, Designer, back out to Maddox, then to Standifer at the top of the key. He dribbles inside the arc, over to Maddox. Maddox dribbles inside the arc, kicks it out to Zener, who will kick it over to McDonald down low. Meyer with an attempted steal, but he pulls his hand out of the way as he saw it was going to go out of bounds. Lion basketball, Sickles will get it to Colbert. Colbert guarded by Standifer in the backcourt, and there's a trap. Colbert over to Sickles. Sickles back to Colbert. Defenders trap Colbert. He passes cross court to Sickles. McDonald will come out on him. Back over to Colbert. Left wing. He'll drive. Nice scoop again. And they're going to call a foul on Noah Fax. Colbert just, last couple of possessions has decided, I'm going to take it to the rack.
And he has.
29-17, 4:45 on the clock. Free throw attempt from Colbert is good. It is now a 30-17 score. Second free throw attempt coming up here from Colbert. It's up and good. 31-17. You like to see him knocking them free throws back down again.
Like
Hey,
you say,
missed like 2 or 3 in a row earlier.
they make a big difference down the run, down the stretch.
Definitely. McDonald able to save that loose ball for the Mavericks. Stanford now with the basketball, and there's going to be a foul away from the basketball, and they're going to call that's going to be on number 30, Ryan Maddox. I didn't see what happened, but looked like he got a forearm on somebody. Sickles the inbound for the Lions here from the sideline near the Maverick bench up to Colbert, across the timeline. Puckett baseline, tries to get it in Meyer in the lane. A little bit too close for a pass, and then we got a foul. As able to get the loose basketball was Grimsley for the Mavericks.
Pass had a little bit of velocity on it for such a short distance.
When you get inside the lane that close, sometimes you got to take a little bit of that mustard off of it. Daniel dribbles across midcourt, 4:20 and counting in the third period. Pass over to Daniel. Picks up his dribble on the right wing, passes over to Grimsley. Grimsley three-pointer is good. Don't want to leave him open. He looked very comfortable making that shot.
That was from downtown, too.
31-20 is the score. Colbert with the basketball. We're down to 4 minutes here in the third. Daniel on the defense for the Mavericks. Colbert crosses him over. Nice dribble there. Get it inside to Loof, who gets it out to Puckett. Jumper from the stripe. He knocks it down and continues to remain hot. 33-20, the score. I think he's only missed one jumper, one field goal.
Shooting a very high percentage.
Daniel inside the lane hits a two-pointer for the Mavericks. 33-22 as they continue to chip away. Colbert with the basketball in the near court. We're going to get a foul called. Oh, no, we're going to get a timeout call. No, it was a foul. And they call it on Nathan Daniel.
He was riding Colbert pretty hard.
Colbert is not afraid to try to sell it either. You know, if he feels like he's getting fouled, he's not going to let you just hide that, you know. That little tug on the jersey, he's going to be like, hey! And why not? Because sometimes the referee's not going to notice until there is a dramatic,
Absolutely.
you know, where it affects your movement. And so,
Well, McNeil's come out strong here in the second half, but the Lions have tried to hold
yeah, they're
serve.
trying to fend it off. It was a 12-point lead at half, right? I think it was 24-12. And now 33-22. It's an 11-point lead. So, you know, if you were just looking at it going back and forth, the Mavericks have played much better in this quarter. And so the Lions haven't really dropped off, though, as they continue to battle the Mavericks. And Puckett will inbound here with 3:21 in the third period. Near the line bench. Gets it to Youngblood. Youngblood guarded by Daniel. Youngblood to Puckett, and they're going to call Puckett for a travel. Shuffle that foot before he passed it to Robledo in the corner. Maddox will inbound to Daniel for McNeil. 3:10 on the clock. Daniel dribbles inside the arc, picks up his dribble, gets it over to McDonald, who'll kick it over to Grubb. Grubb to Maddox, over to Daniel. Off the front iron, no good on that three-point attempt. Tries to knock it off of Youngblood, but he's able to control it. He'll get it to Sickles, back across court to Robledo, fakes a three, goes baseline. They're going to call him for a charge. Two Mavericks got there and set their feet pretty quickly. Give credit to Nathan Daniel and Dylan Grubb. Tough break there for Robledo because he wanted to go baseline.
He did.
It is a little close, but both guys did get there. So.
And they were waiting on him.
2:38 on the clock. Daniel with the basketball for the Mavericks. Doubled by the Lions. They're going to call a travel on him. Great job by the sophomore, Chris Loof, to help Youngblood. He put those super long legs around. We're going to have a technical foul Was that a technical?
That was a technical.
The coach slammed the basketball? Is that what
He
happened?
slammed the ball right in front of the referee.
Wow. You can't do that.
He did, and they saw him.
You can't do that. Sickles will go to the line to try to take advantage of the frustration. I've been that angry. Usually it's in traffic. Sickles misses the front end. So he'll line up here for another. The McNeil crowd not real happy with the call. Sickles makes the second one. It'll be line basketball from the sideline. Sickles will inbound with 2:31. He'll get it over to Devontae Youngblood in the backcourt. Daniel will provide the defense for the Mavericks. Youngblood probing the inside the arc, and it's loose. The ball's loose. Loof battling, then Burnett gets it to Loof. Loof is fouled on the shot attempt, and so he'll go to the stripe.
Was a little hectic.
Right. Well, you know, Loof did, he showed some good body control for a guy that's 6'8". I'm surprised he didn't punch three guys going up for the shot there. And he didn't. It was just great body control. 35-22 as he knocks down the first one. 2:14 on the clock here in the third period. Lions trying to extend it.
Make a difference when you can.
Yeah, definitely. You got to take advantage of your opportunities. And a young sophomore, you like to see that. Gets another one. 36-22 now the score. The Lions push out that lead with 2:10 left in the third. Standiford with the basketball for the Mavericks. Youngblood a little overzealous on his defense, going to get a quick foul. Mavericks will inbound near the scorer's table. Maddox will get it to Standiford, 2:03. In the near court, Standiford dribbles inside the arc, passes to Isaac Ponwu, dribbles baseline, stopped out to Maddox. He'll go baseline. Burn it there defensively to prevent anything, and they kick it back out to Standiford. He'll dribble deep near the top of the key. He'll dribble down the lane. They're going to get Loof probably with a foul there. His feet were moving along with Standiford. Let's see. I didn't see the number.
Youngblood.
They got Youngblood. Him and Youngblood and Loof both collapsed. 1:40 on the clock. Standiford gets the first one in the most dramatic way possible because it's set on the iron there for a second. 36-23, 1:40 on the clock. Colbert coming into the basketball game for Sickles. So out on the court now, we've got Loof, Puckett, Burnett, Youngblood, and Colbert for the Lions. Free throw good, 36-24. Lions inbound to Youngblood. Youngblood trapped in the backcourt. We'll get it over to Burnett. Still in the backcourt. He'll get it across the timeline. Picks up his dribble as it's poked away by Standiford. And we have a timeout from the Lion bench. Coach Bradley will call timeout with 1:26 remaining as he didn't want to see a turnover there from Burnett.
Good timeout call. He was trapped back here in the corner.
It's definitely a good timeout as you don't want McNeil to start putting together another run because they played very well here in this third period. And the Lions have been able to keep it right at 12 points. It's 36-24 right now, so they despite the flurry from McNeil, they've answered. They don't look as crisp as they did in the first half, though, our Lions, although they continue to battle.
Yes.
And that's what you can hope for. Same lineup for the Lions. It'll be Leander basketball. Youngblood to inbound near the scorer's table. In the near court. He gets it to Loof. Back to Youngblood. Youngblood gets it across court to Colbert. Down on left wing to Burnett. Burnett dribbles baseline. Kicks it out to Puckett on the left wing. Puckett loses control. Poked away by Isaac Punwu. And then Noah Fax gets a charge as he goes the other way. And Colbert puts his feet down. and takes the charge. Nice defense there from the junior point guard. 1:08 on the clock. Still a 12-point game. Burnett to inbound for the Lions. Ziner will come into the game for McNeil. Colbert loses control of the basketball in the near court. Called a timeout. No, we're going to have a turnover, or there's some kind of explanation going on between Coach Bradley. It looks like it's going to be a turnover on Colbert. Issac-Poonwu will inbound to Standifer. Standifer going to be guarded by Colbert, top of the key. We're under a minute here in the third. Pass to Maddox. Then back to Standifer. Over to Grubb, who drives the lane. Burnett there defensively. Missed shot. Rebound goes to Issac-Poonwu. Ball loose. Issac-Poonwu gets it, puts it up. Puckett with a rebound. 39 seconds. Gets it over to Youngblood. He picks up his dribble. Ball loose. Colbert gets it. Passes down the lane to Burnett. Layup. Lions 38-24.
That was some pretty fast action.
Good alert pass from Youngblood there. Burnett was wide open on the block. Standifer with the basketball in the near court. 15 seconds remaining in the third period. Colbert out defensively for the Lions. Standifer waiting to set something up. Starts to dribble to his right. Loses the handle. Goes back left. Spins top of the key. Shoots up. In and out. No good. Score will be 38-24 as we head into the fourth and final stanza tonight. What a ball game so far. The Lions were able to fend off a flurry from the McNeil Mavericks. And, over the season, and it's a young season, but when a team starts to make a run, it's tough to fend off that run. And generally speaking, any team that goes on a run, the other team kind of has to weather that storm. The Lions not only weathered that storm, but they answered, and you like to see that from the Lion offense.
Good intensity, missing a little bit from what we had in the first half, but still hung in there, took advantage of their opportunities.
Yep, and they are sitting here with a 14-point lead heading into the final period. So you continue to do well defending the home court. You play well on the road. The games we've lost on the road have been tight. Now, granted, I say we play well. We didn't play that well at Round Rock. Considering we only lost by 5 points.
Yes. A game we could have clearly taken from them.
Sure. We had to push so hard to just get within that 5 points because we started so cold. McNeil getting a little bit of that experience tonight. And the Lions were torrid to start the evening. Burnett gets it into Colbert here as we begin the fourth period. Colbert in the near court. Kicks it over to Burnett. Burnett gets it to Robledo, top of the key. Robledo pivots around, gets it back to Burnett. Robledo being guarded by Maddox. Burnett gets it across court to Youngblood. Kind of a high arcing pass. Youngblood back to Burnett. Burnett right wing decides he doesn't want to take a shot. And the Lions content to burn some clock. Out to Colbert. Then to Robledo. And we have a foul on Maddox as he reaches around. Tries to poke the ball away from Robledo.
In the bonus.
Yep, so Robledo will go to the stripe for a 1-for-1. First shot is good. I say first shot because I knew he was going to make it. Because I knew there was going to be a second shot. Second attempt from Robledo. Shot up and good. We got to come up with a good nickname for him. Robledo. It's got to have something to do with blade. 7:23 on the clock here in the fourth period. Mavericks working the ball around. Standifer with the basketball, guarded by Colbert. Kicks it out to Ziner, left wing. Ziner tries baseline. Burnett there to prevent the drive, and so he works it back out to Standifer. Back over to Ziner. Three-pointer, no good. Burnett rebound. He'll get it over to Colbert. 6:58 on the clock. Colbert in the near court is trapped. Gets it over to Burnett. Burnett in the corner to Robledo. Three-pointer off the front iron, no good. Meyer with an attempted rebound, unable to get it. Issac-Punwu with the loose ball in the near court, passes across to Grubb. Grubb to Maddox, his shot no good. Robledo with the rebound, going back the other way, trying to force the issue. Goes baseline, off the glass, no good. We're going to call a foul on Standifer. That was a good Euro move there on the baseline.
Yes, it was.
6:27 on the clock. Lions on top, 40-24. Robledo's free throw attempt, the first one no good, off the front iron.
I think that was his first free throw miss of the night.
He's having a quietly effective evening
Yes.
this evening.
It's been a pretty good team effort.
Definitely getting contributions all across the board from the Lions. For a little while, it was Puckett, and then it was Sickles. And somebody's being removed from the gym on the McNeil side. Robledo's free throw attempt, good, 41-24. You know, these rivalries. You know, we didn't have much of a rivalry with McNeil until the last 2 years, and it's turned into something. McDonald with the basketball for the Mavericks. He'll get it over to Ziner. Ziner dribbles inside the arc. Burnett kind of went to the ground, and the shot no good from Ziner. Rebound to the Mavericks. Grimsley with the basketball, kicks it out to Standifer for a long, deep three-pointer, and it's good. 41-27. That thing was almost in Cedar Park.
He was an easy 3 steps behind the arc.
It looks like not to give any Golden State players any credit, but it looked like a Steph Curry shot.
It did.
It was way out there. If you saw it on the video, you know what we're talking about. But, you know, they're going to need that kind of shot to go down to get themselves back in this game as we wind down play here in this ball game. Lions wanting to run their record to 4-2. We had talked about it. Maybe I think it might have been off air, but it might have been on air. I'm not sure. With the game that we play on Friday, second place team in district, the Westwood Warriors, they're taking on the first place team in district, the Vandergrift Vipers, tonight. And so we could end up in that game Friday knotted up, or we could still be down a game. Either way, we need that win, but you got to close out tonight first, because there's still 6 minutes on the clock.
Yes.
41-27 is the score. We are in the fourth period, even though the clock says third. Robledo to Sickles to Puckett, and he is fouled as he starts his dribble. And they're going to call Standifer, and he may have fouled out. No, I guess not. Puckett will go to the line, though. 5:52 on the clock.
Still 1-1.
First attempt is good. It makes a big difference. You know, if we're not making our free throws, this is only a 4 or 5 point game.
Puckett's having a solid night from the floor and the line.
Yeah, I'd like to see him develop like that. 43-27. Standifer with the basketball. He'll pass it over to Grubb. He'll get it to McDonald. He'll pass it to Grimsley. His three-pointer no good. Rebound to Puckett. And he'll get it over to Sickles. Puckett did a good job not traveling in all of that traffic. Pass over to Colbert. He'll dribble in the near court to Meyer. Meyer is hammered by McDonald and Grimsley as the Mavericks are just trying to generate some kind of turnover to try to get possession of the ball. The Lions continue to to try to burn clock and take good shots.
I think
Now,
that
they've
one
even
put us
got the
in,
police over here now.
I think that one put us in the double bonus.
First free throw attempt from Meyer is good. 44-27, your score. Things getting rough in the Lions Den tonight. Rowdy. It's a little muggy tonight in the gym, so I can understand. You're used to being cold and coming here, start sweating. Puckett with the rebound on the attempted rebound on the miss by Meyer, and it goes to the Mavericks. Isaac Poonwoo, and it's stolen. His pass is stolen by Sickles as he tried to find Ziner in the corner. Sickles finds Robledo in the right corner. He spins, goes baseline, picks up his dribble, passes cross court to Colbert. Daniel there defensively for the Mavericks. Sickles with the basketball now from Colbert. Ziner there defensively. Sickles back to Colbert. Grimsley there defensively now. Over to Burnett, then to Sickles. Back to Colbert. The Lions continuing to burn clock. Sickles back over to Colbert. Poked away by Ziner. Ball loose. It's going to be a loose ball grabbed by Burnett, or Meyer rather. Zach Meyer with just a great hustle play there. You had two Mavericks trying to get the basketball, and they were like, no, you take it. No, you take it. And Meyer just split them, grabbed the basketball, and got a timeout.
Very nice hustle. Very nice hustle by Meyer.
You know, you like to see that kind of play. This isn't a very old Lion team. They do have some seniors, but in terms of court time, you know, the relative to the number of kids on the team, you only got about 3 or 4 guys that are seniors that are, you know, really spending a lot of time on the court. And Zach Meyer is one of them. You're getting a lot of leadership from him.
Yes.
Sickles as well. And you kind of need at least a few guys that are, you know, going to demonstrate the team play and the effort that you need. And we talked about it a little bit with Coach in the interview. You know, you might go cold at the line. You might go cold from the floor. You can always hustle. Unless you got the flu, and I saw Jordan score like 60-something points with the flu. So.
Doesn't slow some down.
Makes some of them play even better for some reason. Sickles to Robledo. And the Lions with 4.5 minutes left will have the ball in the near court, leading 44-27 over the Mavericks. Colbert with the basketball, gets to Sickles across court. Back over to Colbert. Nice job by Sickles to hesitate on that pass. Mavericks trying to get in the passing lane. Sickles with the basketball. Over to Meyer, then Robledo inside the arc. Down low to Puckett, and he's fouled as he goes up. Poked by, just flat out pushed basically by Maddox.
Nice passing, keeping the ball moving.
And frustrating that Maverick defense is evidenced by that foul on Burnett. Against Puckett. 4:05. Free throw attempt by Puckett. First one no good. Score will remain 44-27. Puckett lining up the second free throw. Shot up, in and out, no good. Rebound Robledo. He tries to put it back, and he's fouled. And they're going to get, who they get for that one? That's going to be on McDonald, and Robledo will go to the line and try to get those free throws that Puckett just missed.
Good rebound, good attempt. Didn't quite get it in there.
No, he was nice and soft with it. A little too hard on that free throw attempt off the back iron. You know, you get that close to the rim, you're either going to be too soft or too hard sometimes. Sometimes you just got to flush that sucker. 4:02 on the clock. Robledo, second free throw is good. 45-27. Mavericks get it across the timeline, working it around. McDonald with the basketball over to Ziner. Ziner tries the baseline, guarded by Sickles. Off of Ziner's foot. Now they're going to say it was poked away by Sickles. Sickles can't believe it. And I can't either because he dribbled it off his foot. Did he say Sickles poked it away off his foot? Maybe. 3:49. He's a lot closer than I am, and I've already admitted I had to put my glasses on. Isaac Poonwoo. Pass poked away by Sickles. Robledo with the loose ball. 3:40 on the clock. Lions working it backcourt. It's Colbert now near court. Passes across to Sickles. Back across to Colbert. Then inside the lane to Robledo. Then Meyer, his shot attempt no good. Loose ball. Mavericks have it. Ziner with it. Grimsley with the hustle play for the Mavericks. And Ziner gets a layup, an acrobatic layup at that. 45-29. Colbert with the basketball. 3:08 on the clock. Nice job by Colbert to dribble right by McDonald as he got him up in the air with a head fake. Sickles with the basketball, back to Colbert. Then to Puckett. Puckett probes the arch, kicks it out to Colbert. Colbert dribbling down the left side. Kicks it over to Puckett, then across right wing to Robledo. He'll just hand it to Sickles there on the right wing. He'll dribble near the top of the key, and it's stolen away by Maddox. He'll get it down to Grimsley. His layup attempt no good. Robledo there to affect the shot. And then Grimsley will try to pass it to Ziner, and it's poked out by Puckett. Good defense there by the Lions to prevent an easy layup.
Good defense.
You're seeing good hustle on both teams, really, but the Lions able to maintain. Stolen by Puckett. He's in the near court, and it's slapped away by McDonald. Puckett was just going to go with a layup. He thought about a dunk, and then you could tell he was just going to go off the glass. And that gave McDonald the opportunity to try to swat it away. Puckett slaps his hand. Good job, you know. Puckett's not too proud to know if somebody had a good play on. 2:17, 45-29. Puckett's free throw attempt is good. 46-29.
It did draw some noise from the crowd.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you're down, the road crowd, you want to celebrate some things, and you get a block shot, why not? Puckett knocks both free throws down as that one rolls around before it goes down. 2:14 on your clock, 47-29. Standifer in the near court with the basketball, guarded by Colbert. Takes a deep three from left wing, no good off the back iron. Puckett with a rebound. Get it over to Sickles, then across court to Colbert. Back to Sickles in the back court, 1:55. He'll get it near court. Guarded by Grubb, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Grubb. Sickles tried to spin with the ball, and Grubb's body just knocked it out of his hand. 1:51 on the clock. Because the Lions are in the double bonus, Michael Sickles will step to the stripe and have two shots. First shot good.
Now, we talked about this last week. Are we going to make the 5-0?
50 cent. Got to hit that 50 cent. 48-29. There's plenty of time to do it, but you can go cold. Michael Sickles gets us a point closer, 49-29. The Lions extend the lead to 30. McDonald with the basketball, takes a three-pointer from left wing, no good. Rebound Meyer, then to Sickles. Sickles pulls up, back court, dribbles near court, passes to Robledo. Gets it over to Puckett, and off of Puckett's knee, out of bounds with 90 seconds on the clock. We may not get there. McNeil ball. That's okay if we don't. Grubb with the basketball, going to inbound. It's been an excellent ball game, so some substitutions coming in for the Lions.
Well-deserved applause.
Yep. Nathan Smith coming on the court for the Lions, along with Kai McVade and Windsor, Jacob Windsor. Three-pointer, no good from Daniel. Standifer gets the rebound. His layup no good. Rebound to Windsor. Windsor over to Nathan Smith. He'll get it down low to Loof. Loof with a putback. Nice save there by McVade to get that assist, and there's your 50 points, actually 51. 3-point attempt from Standiford, no good, off of McNeil's Ryan Maddox, out of bounds to the Lions. We're under a minute. 51-29 your score. So it will be McNeil ball under the basket. Daniel inbound to Maddox. Maddox tries to drive across the lane, tries to split a double team from Loof and Windsor, and they're going to call Windsor for the foul. He's got 5 of them. You might as well burn a couple here.
Absolutely.
Make them count, though, Jake. Make them count. Daniel to inbound for the Mavericks under the basket. He gets it over to Maddox. Kick it out, Standiford, deep 3. No good. Misses the iron entirely. Windsor with the rebound, gets it over to Youngblood. Youngblood dribbling in the near court. Will dribble across midcourt with about 35 seconds. He's going to take his time. McNeil seems to have resigned to the fact that this game's going to be pretty much over. Youngblood taking his time. McNeil going to let him dribble it out. And you hear the crowd giving these Lions here, especially on the home side, a lot of love, because that was a great ball game from Leander tonight. I just have a feeling that maybe Coach Bradley got onto him for some plays.
I think there might have been a little bit of a pep talk in there somewhere.
Chat. Well, make sure you tune in on Friday as the Lions will travel to take on the Westwood Warriors. Not much of a jaunt down the road there on 183. Just past, really, Cedar Park High School. Just a hop, skip, and a jump there. But we'll go down and take on probably either tied with us for second or a game ahead of us in second. The Mavericks, or not the Mavericks, the Warriors. Beat the Mavericks tonight. Your Lions now 4-2 in 13-6A play. At the very least, sitting in third, maybe second place.
Maybe
a lot
so.
of basketball to be played, though.
Yes, sir.
Stay tuned for the next episode of your Lion basketball, the next game. It will be Friday. Tune in, and we thank you for listening. For Martin Cano, I'm Chuck Cracy. This has been SHN Sports. Thanks a lot.